Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And I wanted to do a true story episode today about the show The Walking Dead and Slash. Now, I'm going to admit, I've never seen the show Walking Dead, and I'm thinking of watching it, but I keep hearing about it, and I know Slash is a big fan of the show. And what really got me thinking about doing this episode was that Slash's new album, Living the Dream, there's one song on the album that's called The One You Loved Is Gone, and that song was originally written for The Walking Dead, as Slash said in an interview. But I want to look at the history between Slash and The Walking Dead. And one of the things that's funny about shows like The Walking Dead is that a lot of these shows now have like after shows where they discuss the episodes or seasons. And really a lot of these after shows originated from the Howard Stern show. You know, back in 2006 when he went to Sirius, he had this thing called the Wrap-Up Show, which he still has. And it's kind of like a wrap-up show of everything that happened on that day of the episode. And they have people discuss and dissect the show. And then once that happened, you know, every single other show started to get these after shows. So Slash gave an interview where he was at South by Southwest one year, and he was asked about, you know, how he got into the show The Walking Dead. And he said that at first when he heard about the show, he tried to watch it. He was, you know, halfway through season 3 or 4, and he just really didn't pay too much attention to it. And he said it came, you know, and then one Halloween he was at home, and they were doing like a marathon of The Walking Dead, and he was watching part of season 4, and that's when he really got hooked on the show. And then he started TiVoing it, and he went back to season 1 and started watching the show all over again. Now, if you go to Slash's YouTube channel, he did an episode of Ask Slash The Walking Dead. He revealed that season 3 was his favorite season of the show. Now, Slash is such a big fan of The Walking Dead. He's been photographed with the cast of the show in the past. Here's a couple photos of him with the cast of The Walking Dead when he visited the set. And then he also appeared on the after show called The Talking Dead. So Slash appeared in late 2014 on the show Talking Dead. And this was around the time that his second record with Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators, World on Fire, came out. So he was there to promote it. There are some clips online you guys can go watch if you just search Talking Dead Slash. There's one clip that's like 4 minutes long. There's one that's like 30 seconds, and there's one that's a minute. Now Slash doesn't do a lot of the talking. The other two hosts are really the ones who do a majority of the talking, but Slash has a few stories and tidbits to share here and there. Slash is such a big fan, he's even given shout-outs to AMC on social media when they hit their 100th episode. And then going back to this Ask Slash interview that he did on his YouTube channel, he was asked by one of the fans, would you ever write a song for the show Walking Dead? To which he revealed he in fact did write a song that he thought would fit for the show, but he said when it came time for the producers of the show to review the song, they didn't really think it fit that well, so they decided not to use it. But if it ever came up in the future, he said he'd be open to writing another song for the show. So in the run-up to Slash's new album with Myles Kennedy coming out called Living the Dream, they did a track-by-track breakdown of the entire album. So the one song that Slash was referencing in the past that he wrote for The Walking Dead is a song called The One You Loved Is Gone. Now this is one of my favorite songs off the record. It's a ballad. And Slash had this to say about the song. He said, I actually first wrote the music to this for The Walking Dead. I've been pretty close to a few of the cast members and the guys who work on the show for a long time. And the one thing I noticed is that they never really have anything but score in the episodes. So back in 2014 or 2015, I had this idea that maybe they could use a song, and I put something together, played it on electric guitar and wasn't even plugged in. I recorded it on my phone and sent it to somebody over at the show's music department. And the reaction was, well, this is really cool, but we don't really do this kind of stuff. And you know, when I listened back to the recording, I couldn't even believe that I had the balls to send it in. It was just a scratchy, unplugged electric guitar, like, hey, I've got an idea. There was no way anybody else would have been able to understand what I was hearing in it. But anyway, it was one of those ideas I stuck with because I thought that musically it was pretty cool. I remember working on it with Myles here and there, and by the time the band started playing at rehearsals earlier this year, it had evolved into something a little different than what it was initially. Then Myles came up with this great verse and chorus, and it shaped up to be a really pretty song. Myles had this to say about the song. He said, when Slash reintroduced it at rehearsals, I think that's where it really started to come together for me. I was sitting at a hotel in LA, and the first line was, and I wonder even now whatever came of you, just popped into my head. I said, that's a really strong hook. Now we're getting somewhere. And I chased it down from there, and what's really interesting is that it sounds like I'm singing for a longing for a lost romance or some sort of human relationship. But the lyrics were actually about missing a dog that I had to leave behind at my parents' house when I started touring years ago. A Chow Chow golden retriever named Cinnamon. He was already a little older by that point, and eventually he passed away, but he was such a great dog. So yeah, the song's essentially about Cinnamon. So that does it for this True Story episode about Slash and the TV show The Walking Dead. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the True Story episode. Are you guys fans of The Walking Dead, and should I start watching the show? Let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more Guns N' Roses related videos just like this, and be sure to follow us at gnrcentral.com for the latest and greatest news. Have yourself a good one, guys.